Hello, sorry about my jammies, but it's cold.
Hey guys, how's it going? Little update vid, I guess.
Yeah, we just wanted to kind of just check in because we've read that a lot's kind of been going on, but at the same time there's not a lot going on. It's a bit odd situation, but we've seen that the weather is about to take a bit of a nasty turn in Luzon area. So we just wanted to check in with everyone and see how you all are and make sure everyone's safe. And also just talk about the changes to the quarantine rules, because there's been a couple of little changes about to happen on the 16th, which I believe is in 3 days' time. So.
I think in a few places in the Philippines, so I think it will be maybe Cebu might be one. I think Manila and a few other places around Luzon. They're going to be going into like the early stages of like people starting to go back to normal. So very gently
moving into a general community quarantine rather than an enhanced.
So I think people in like the construction sector, I think they'll be able to start going back to work. So I know in Manila, when we was driving through there was people doing like new skyways, like massive projects all in like the capital, big huge skyways. So I would imagine that those builders doing that will probably go back to work on the 16th, is it?
16th, yeah.
And I think it said as well some manufacturing type of job. So I guess warehouse work, stuff like that, factory stuff. People probably start slowly going back to work. I would imagine though it will be on a reduced scale, if you like.
So like not full capacity of staff, only certain staff. It kind of sounds a little bit similar to what they're kind of trying to introduce in the UK. They're doing the same. Construction workers are allowed back, but limited capacity. You're not allowed all of the staff there at the same time. So it sounds like it's kind of a trial run to see how everything goes on. We've read from some information that we've been sent by a couple of people that the Visayas region is fairly safe, and from what I've seen online as well, Palawan is actually looking to business as usual on the 16th, but no one is allowed to leave or come into the island.
They just recently declared themselves corona free?
No, I don't think so. I said I assume that there isn't any cases there because they're going to no curfew, no lockdown, everything's going to open, the bars, the restaurants, but if no one can come in, if they've got no virus there and no one can come in, then they're going to stay virus free, which means that
no one can come.
I do think actually, and I said it, ideally it would be a good idea if each area can test everyone. No one's allowed to leave your house for anything at all. And if everyone got tested, then if a certain town was completely free of the virus, then they can say you're allowed to move within the town, but you're not allowed in or out and have the checkpoints, so that whole area is contained. And then as that testing kind of gets moved further and further out, you kind of find the cases, get them cured, then obviously the whole entire island will end up free of the virus. Then you can open the island so everyone can do as they want to do. And then as it kind of becomes more controlled, you open it up to each other. But it's easier said than done, obviously. So I think Palawan is opening, as in like to itself. And
Manila's going to be starting...
bits and bobs in Manila.
So hopefully, guys, this is a start to some form of very early beginnings of normality. I did think as much though. I thought I couldn't really see it going on too much longer because everyone's economy's just wrecked right about now, and people were talking about a recession coming. So I guess they have to start opening things up. I know in the Philippines they're already lost like 0.3% of the economy shrank, or I don't really understand that sort of side of it, but the economy shrank in the Philippines, same as everywhere else in the world, to be honest. I think it's even shrunk more here, to be honest.
It's one of them where what do you do? Do you do right by your country or do you do right by your people? And if you don't do right by your people, then you're not doing right by your country anyway. And it's the battle that everyone's been having here. Everyone that you speak to says, I want lockdown to be over. And then our Prime Minister went on TV and said, I'm going to start lifting some of the restrictions. And then he got bashed. But that's all everyone was asking for. And then when he done it, he got bashed for it. So you can't win. Like, the people in charge are kind of in a no-win situation. It makes it really difficult. But what I'm kind of concerned about is this kind of begins to resolve slowly and safely. And then typhoons come and give something else for people to be concerned and worried about. And so we kind of just wanted to send you our thoughts and make sure that everyone's okay. And how do you feel about the kind of lifting of some of the strict instructions to do with the virus, and the quarantine and the lockdown? How do you feel about it?
I know there's a lot of scared people in the Philippines as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of scared people everywhere.
You've got to pay for like your health service there, right?
Yeah.
So
actually, I don't know if this is still the case, but we were told about the healthcare. So when the virus first came over, the government was footing the bill for all of the any coronavirus related issues. However, because it got quite a lot of people were getting it very quickly, there was like a tier drawn up. So if you have A, B or C symptoms, we'll cover 70% of your bill, and if you have D, E, F symptoms, we'll cover. And then it went up in a tier, and then the maximum amount of bill that would be footed by the government was 70%, but you had to fill the other 30%. And I can't remember whether I read it or someone told us, that one patient was in hospital for 2 weeks, 14 days on a ventilator, and her bill came to 3 million peso. And it was before the 15th of April. And because it was the 15th of April was the cut-off date for the 100% footing of the bill. So up until the 15th of April, the government footed the bill, apparently. She obviously was ill before the 15th of April, so she got her whole entire bill paid for by the government. But anyone after the 15th who became ill with the virus, who needed medical help, had to foot some of the bill, but the government paid, I think, around 70%. So I'm not sure how true that is. I can't remember where I heard it or read it, but I remember thinking 3 million peso is more than what we paid for our house in Iloilo. And that was for 2 weeks. We just read as well about like malls and stuff opening up.
Yeah, actually, well remembered. Yeah, so apparently the malls are going to start opening up some shops and stuff like that. I think it's only inside the malls though, so that they can regulate people that are going in, so you can get your temperature checked. And I think they give you some like hand sanitizer to wash your hands with, and then obviously
check you're wearing a mask.
Yeah, oh yeah, mask as well. Actually, yeah, you're right. So at least there's like the early signs of normality. So,
however, it also said no public transport will be running. So my question is, like, unless you live within walking distance, how are you going to get there anyway? Does it defeat the purpose? Are you happy with this? Like, how do you go? Because obviously you guys live there all the time. Like, you're experiencing it. We're experiencing this from the UK. So how do you feel about it all being reopened and stuff? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you feel safe? Because I kind of have my own views on like how it's being done here. And I seen a video this morning. I didn't show you because he was playing his computer and doesn't pay me any attention. But I seen a video this morning, and our Prime Minister said that we were allowed to start going back to work if you can't work from home. So if you can't work from home, go back to work. But if you can't, then stay at home. And public transport is obviously still available. And there was a video of one of the buses in London opening the doors, and someone was recording the door, and the amount of people that got off the bus was rammed. There was people standing up because all of the seats were taken. It was full. So I just think, is this a good idea to give people a little bit of freedom but to use common sense? Because common sense isn't very common. so it could potentially be an issue. So it's a bit controversial. It's hard because as much as everyone wants everything to go back to normal, obviously everyone wants to be safe. So I suppose like we're just checking in. We want to see what your thoughts are. How do you feel about it? Are you okay? Are you safe? And also we want you to know that we're thinking of you if you're in the areas of the typhoon over the coming days, because I think it's due to arrive at the weekend.
Thursday, Friday, I think it's due.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be quite a big one. It's just one thing after another for you guys.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
Philippines always gets hit like with all the worst of it. So you get the eruptions, you had the
earthquakes.
It's all the time, never ending. So hopefully, guys, you all stay safe and well, and it doesn't cause too much trouble when it does pass over the weekend. So yeah, I guess that was a little update for today.
Sorry we've been a little bit inactive, but
there's not a lot really happening at the moment, guys.
We're not doing anything. Like this is what I look like every day. It's not glamorous. It's just one of them, innit? Welcome to quarantine.
So let us know how you're getting on, guys, anyway. And yeah, we can have a little... We can trade comments, I guess. So we can let you know how it is here.
And please be nice to each other. We see there's quite a bit of rivalry in the comments these days. We're not really used to that. We don't know how to deal with it, so we just kind of leave you to get on with it. So please be kind.
Alright then, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're all safe and well. And we will see you again in a few days.